Born March 7, 1940, Hannah Wilke was a groundbreaking American artist, exploring issues of feminism, sexuality, and femininity through painting, sculpture, photography, video, and performance. Wilke's work was exhibited nationally and internationally throughout her life, until her untimely death from lymphoma in 1993. Wilke's work continues to be exhibited posthumously in national and international retrospectives and through the Hannah Wilke Collection and Archive in Los Angeles. In this retrospective, exhibited at the Pulitzer Arts Foundation St. Louis, curator Tamara Schenkenberg shares the themes, methods, and impact of Wilke's art as she showcases her wide range of work.
Hannah Wilke was a groundbreaking American artist whose boundary-crossing practice lasted from the early 1960s all the way up to her untimely death in 1993. And she said that we as a society are so visually prejudiced that she wanted to make herself very visual to see if she can help us interrogate our own visual prejudices in the world through her art. So throughout her career, she was very much interested in the body, the vitality, and the vulnerability of the body, and also the body as something that connects us to each other and the way we experience the world. She was also interested in what she saw as social ills, what she thought were devastating effects stemming from misogyny and patriarchy, but also consumerism and capitalism, and the way in which bodies are not encouraged to have pleasure, but were twisted into profit in a way that women were objectified to be in the service of those forces. Nature was a big inspiration in her work. She really reveled in the beauty and the symbolism of nature, expressing that full spectrum of our existence here in the world, all the way from birth and growth and blossoming to death and decay. By the mid-1970s, she also starts using her own body in her work, and it was a way for her to really take a hold and take control of her body and be an agent of it, but also express the vulnerability. So later in life, her mother, Selma Butter, falls ill. She experiences breast cancer, and Hannah documents her throughout her illness and eventually makes work in tribute of her mother that we're showcasing here at the Pulitzer, really thinking about the deep bond that exists between a parent and child. And then eventually she herself, unfortunately, is diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and creates a body of work that showcases a lot of frankness and intimacy in the way in which it really depicts cancer, it humanizes the face of cancer. And she was an artist who really championed new ways of art making, pushed against traditional art making practices. She made important contributions to the field of art in terms of her approaches to materials. She very much embraced materials that were soft and malleable, such as clay, chewing gum, kneaded erasers, latex. These were not conventional media in the art world, and she was one of the champions of working outside of traditional boundaries of sculpture and painting. And she really opened the door to new materials, new techniques, and also new imagery. A body of work that I particularly love are her sculptures with kneaded erasers. They are a material that you use in drawing. They don't leave residue, they just absorb graphite. And she really loved this material because it was malleable, but she also was very much into wordplay and puns, and she thought that she could really think through this material in terms of women's role in societies, women as both being kneaded and erased. So she used her kneaded erasers to create vaginal forms, which is an important motif in her work, and she placed them on top of vintage postcards, often of sites from which women were traditionally excluded. And so she places these kneaded eraser sculptures in conversation with these landmarks as a way to think about women's exclusion historically, but also as a way to leave a mark and maybe offer a fantasy of feminist freedom. She not only made compelling art that was really materially diverse and formally experimental, but some of the issues in her work continue to resonate today. Issues that have to do with equality and agency, the vulnerability of the body. Hannah Wilke really encouraged people to take pleasure and pride in the body, but she was also aware and really interested in the body's vulnerabilities and that full spectrum of the human existence.